Hello, I'm Craig Brailsford, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with the executives of two public companies. First up is Alliance Entertainment. Alliance Entertainment is the global leader in physical media distribution, acting as the crucial gateway between major content producers and retailers. The company partners with nearly every major film studio, music label, and video game maker, among them Disney, Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers, Universal Music, Sony Music, Warner Music, Microsoft, and Nintendo, to distribute their products to retailers worldwide. With more than 325,000 in-stock SKUs, Alliance supplies major retailers such as Walmart, Amazon, and Best Buy, as well as thousands of independent stores. We'll learn more when we speak with the executive chairman later in the show. Up next is Jupiter Neurosciences. Jupiter Neurosciences is a clinical stage pharmaceutical company pioneering treatments for neuroinflammation and rare diseases through its proprietary resveratrol delivery platform. Its lead product, Jotrol, offers groundbreaking bioavailability, 9 times greater than traditional resveratrol formulations, enabling safe, effective treatment for CNS disorders such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Before we dive into our first interview, let's take a moment to recognize some of RedChip's top performers in 2024. Among them, RedCat, or RCAT, up an incredible 1,293% in 2024. Alliance Entertainment, soaring by 842%. Gorilla Technology, which gained 250%. And Nova Minerals, up 149%. These companies have demonstrated the immense potential of the small cap market. Looking ahead to 2025, RedChip has also unveiled its top 25 small cap stocks to watch. This curated list includes names such as Venue Holding, VENU on the New York Stock Exchange American, and Trinity Biotech, TRIB on the NASDAQ. To learn more about why these and other exciting small cap stocks made it onto our 2025 list, visit redchip.com and download the full report. Before we move forward, let's take a look at RedChat, a revolutionary AI chatbot for small cap stock analysis.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.
Now, let's move on to our quote of the week. It comes from the book, Small Stocks, Big Money. Invest in something you can get your arms around and be very conservative. Own enough stock so that you are not putting all your eggs in one basket. This quote comes from David Maley of the Ariel Discovery Funds, and it is featured in Chapter 5 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's get started with our first interview today with Alliance Entertainment. Hello, today we have Bruce Ogilvie, the executive chairman of Alliance Entertainment, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker AENT. Bruce, welcome back.
Thanks. Good to be with you again.
For those new to Alliance Entertainment, Bruce, could you provide an overview of the company and how it has grown into the category leader for physical media distribution all over the world?
Yes. So in 1991, my partner, Jeff Walker, started a music store. And then I joined the company in 2001. And that time we were doing about $18 million a year in revenue from music store to wholesaling music to other independent music stores around the country. Fast forward to 2010, and we acquired a company that in the movies, And then 2018 went into video games, and then collectibles came in 2022, or earlier than that. And that led us to an acquisition we'll talk about later on called Handmade by Robots there. So fast forward, 2001, 18 million, all the way up to 1.4 billion in a 20-year time span.
Despite the rise of digital streaming, Alliance continues to thrive in physical media. Can you share your insights into the ongoing demand for physical formats, Bruce, and how are you capitalizing on the trend?
Yes, there's definitely headwinds in physical with all the digital opportunities for the consumers, which is very efficient. At the same time, it really helps promote those categories when it's an all-you-can-eat type of buffet of music or movies or video games. You can explore things without taking much financial risk. And then once you find something you really love and that you want to own, or you have a connection with the artist, then you make that next step where you want to physically own the product instead of renting your media. You can own your media like we all used to back in the 80s and 90s there. We have to, as a company, we have to take advantage of that and consumer needs and wants there, and deal with it as these big, huge multinational companies, and they have all this intellectual property of movies, music, and video games. As digital becomes more of a greater concentration of their business, we want to come in and step in and say, listen, we want to take over your physical distribution and license that content. And that'll allow us to be the last company standing to take advantage of that evolution and change. We don't believe physical media will ever go away. There's lots of many reasons there, as I talked about, consumers want to own versus rent. Versus they might have bandwidth issues. They're really big in collectibles. They think socially this is really better for the artist or the creator of the content. All those reasons will keep us around for a very long time there, and us to become the leaders of those categories.
Turning now to a recent acquisition you made, Handmade by Robots. This expanded your presence in the massive collectibles market. Elaborate on this one, Bruce. What is its strategic significance? How does it enhance your growth trajectory?
Yes, Handmade by Robots is a company that they had a form factor. A form factor, just think of it as a plastic mold or a model of a way to license IP from movies, music, video game companies there, or Netflix for particular TV series there. And it's very similar to what you see with Funko. Funko is a very successful company, does over $1 billion in revenue there. BDA, which is the company that owned Handmade by Robots, they just didn't have the expertise that we have in distributing to this mass retail, of reaching out to every online retailer and every marketplace in the world there. And that's where we step in there. And we saw this as a great opportunity. Okay, now we always want to take, when our business is good and our profits are strong, how do we diversify and leverage into something else to make us branch out and be better? And it's going to start off very small. We're hoping to do about $10 million this year, and within 2 years we can get it up to $100 million worth of revenue. But the sky's the limit for us. We have a fantastic form factor. If you get a chance, check it out. It's very well received in the marketplace. It's in the collectible space. You can't download collectibles. It can't go digitally. You have to physically buy the piece. And we're looking at the success of Funko, what they did right or what they did wrong, and we're hoping to follow behind them with our form factor and just license content that'll work through our ecosystem of movies, music, video games, or TV series.
There we are again with that idea of being able to hold something in your hand. Very interesting.
Yeah, tangible product, physical media, physical consumer goods. That's a way for us to diversify, take advantage of what we have, and bring in higher margin items that are become way more profitable for us.
Alliance is so cutting edge in so many ways, Bruce. For example, you've made significant investments in automation and efficiency technologies like AutoStore and SureSort X. How are these initiatives impacting your operations?
If you look year over year, you'll see that our fulfillment cost was running over 5%. And then now you can see that it's trending now below 4% there. And that's basically an investment in the automation that you mentioned there. That just makes us more efficient. And one of our operations there with AutoStore, and that's our vinyl area there, We have 41 processors or pickers that were walking around the warehouse picking the orders. And now we've been able to reduce that from 41 down to 7, in which we really eliminated is the travel time. Instead of the picker walking, the processor walking to the shelf comes to them. Within every 10 seconds, they can fulfill a line item on an order, and that just makes us way more efficiency. Same type of efficiencies we get with receiving, no more traveling to find an empty shelf. The empty shelf comes to the processor, they store the product, and it's available for sale. We can certainly add more and make more investment and do more automation in our thing. It's just a matter of CapEx dollars and finding the right time to implement those dollars. But so far, we're very happy with it because AutoStore is extremely scalable, as well as OPX.
All right, Bruce, to wrap up, talk now directly to our viewers. Tell them, what is the essential value proposition behind Alliance, and why should they take an interest right now?
Well, starting in 2001, we're doing $18 million, and we do all our acquisition. We grew by doing acquisitions. That's how we got to the size that we were. But it was all basically borrowing money and doing ABL type financing there. No private equity investment at all. And so 20 years to get to $1.4 billion. And now being a public company, we're in our second year anniversary is coming up February 10th that we become public. We've definitely got all the rookie mistakes as a public company behind us there. We're poised. We have 3-year financing in place. We're on an acquisition hunt right now. So hopefully we can double the size of the company in 5 years, what took us 20 years to do. That's the value proposition here.
And it is a good one, Bruce. Thanks for telling us your story.
You're very much welcome. Thank you for taking the time today.
Now, to get more information on Alliance Entertainment, visit aentinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RED-CHIP to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Alliance Entertainment. Now, let's move on to our next interview today with Jupiter Neurosciences. Hello, today we have Krister Rosen, CEO and founder of Jupiter Neurosciences Incorporated, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker JUNS. Krister, welcome to the show.
Thank you much for having me.
You're welcome. Jupiter Neuroscience is a clinical stage company pioneering treatments for neuroinflammation and rare diseases through its proprietary resveratrol delivery platform. Let's start with a brief overview of your groundbreaking JoTrol technology.
Yeah, it's quite interesting and unusual that you go in the pharma direction with a nutraceutical, but it's based on original research at University of Miami, where they had a grant to develop a product for mucopolysaccharidosis type 1, which is a rare disease. They showed to the results, testing 15,000 compounds, to their surprise, the best compound available for the treatment of the disease was a high dose of resveratrol. The scientists did some research on resveratrol through the worldwide scientific papers and found that the poor bioavailability has stopped the utilization as a therapeutic agent. So they contacted me based on, they know that I had success earlier in clinical trials and formulations of other compounds, and said, Chris, can we find a way to increase bioavailability with resveratrol to about 4x? Then we are a golden opportunity. If we can't find it, then we have nothing. So we actually went out with some consultants and friends that I knew, found a technology in Germany, applied it, tested it, and we actually got a phase 1 trial financed by National Institute on Aging, targeting Alzheimer's, and found that our product increased bioavailability with 9 times, which means that we have sufficient dose of resveratrol got into the bloodstream, passes the blood-brain barrier, and can do all the magics as far as anti-inflammatory and building up new mitochondria in the brain and other parts of your joints. So it's also opened up areas of many other indications for treatment.
Krister, Jupiter is targeting several indications with combined market opportunities exceeding $50 billion. Could you provide an overview of your phase 2 trials scheduled for 2025?
Yeah, our funding after IPO is limited, so the focus just now is our phase 2A trial in Parkinson's disease that is led by Chabel Moussa as the principal investigator, who is a well-renowned KOL in the space, and we're very excited to get that program started as soon as possible. We expect actually first dosing sometimes midsummer, and hopefully we have trial results in the first part of next year. We have a grant application with NIA for a phase 2 in mild cognitive impairment, early Alzheimer's. We will know in May, June timeframe if we get it. If that gets approved, then we will kick that off immediately, also in the summer, and that will be a 3-year program, phase 2 program. And we were just back from Hong Kong, and we met with our service partners there, and we will know later this year what kind of trial we can start there as well.
Jupiter has established partnerships with prestigious institutions such as University of Miami, Harvard, and Georgetown. How do these collaborations accelerate your R&D efforts?
Well, we did it maybe a little bit different. We don't have our own labs, although we're a biotech company. So we outsource, all the work and so on with our friends at the various universities. And it was really the key was when we did our phase 1 study, and all the scientists in the world, some of the best in Alzheimer's and neuroscience and so on, has done previous work with resveratrol. So they know the whole issue with the poor bioavailability. Once we show those results, some of the leading experts in the world join our SAB that is published, on our website and so on, like Rudy Tansi at Harvard, Lee Wei-Tsai at MIT, Scott Turner and Chabel Moussa at Georgetown, etc. And so when you look at their interest was to join us, we also get the benefit of their input in our trials, how they assist us, how we design the trials, and with their credibility and reputation, it makes it easier for us to also attract investors and getting more work done at a very cost-effective way.
Krister, you have indicated that you will be entering the longevity and aging market with a nutraceutical application of Jotrol and its underlying technology. Can you elaborate on this approach, and how does it align with your broader strategy?
Yeah, this is actually predicated a lot from actually existing shareholders, friends. My own mother died of Alzheimer's and so on, and everyone call us, and we have it now from the longevity and aging community. They want our product in the market. I mean, our product Jotrol is an all nutraceutical compound. It's all grass ingredients and so on. So we can actually launch that now if we want to. However, we want to keep the Jotrol per se for the RX approach, while we are developing a couple of product combinations as a pipeline for a direct-to-consumer approach. Most likely we'll start with immediately out-license this to some distributors that are ready to go quickly. We think that we can do a launch of these products already sometime this year, and that can create very quickly a positive cash flow for the company, and assist us in bringing in more money to do more clinical trials and grow the business very fast.
Asia has a strong interest in resveratrol-based therapies through its traditional Chinese medicine programs, Krister. What are Jupiter's plans for licensing and commercialization in that region?
Yeah, we were in Hong Kong a couple of weeks ago, and we've been there. I presented at the Bio Hong Kong 2023, and immediately received very good response for our product and interest primarily in the TCM market. Traditional Chinese medicine is over $40 billion total market, and resveratrol per se has close to $200 million in sales. That means if we can get our product approved, there is an approval process that we are right now evaluating for being approved and as a resveratrol high bioavailable in the TCM area. And we will get that report within a couple of months. That will be a target for us to get in there, get approval, and if it's 200 million in sales today, how big market share can we take? That's left to be seen. But we're very aggressively pursuing this.
You know, it's a cliche, Christer, but it does bear repeating. Management, the key to the success really of any company, but especially a small cap company. What can you tell us about some of the key players on your team?
You know, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I'm not really a pharma guy. Although my last company I invented an osteoporosis product, got it developed, produced, and now sold in 25 countries around the world. So I can only do it by surrounding me by super people. And like, for example, our president, Alison Silva, our chief scientific officer, Marshall Hayward, they are all, you know, long-time pharma people and so on. And but the key is to surround yourself with extremely successful and knowledgeable people and get them excited about our product. And I think that's what we are really good at doing.
Now, Christer, here's your chance to speak directly to the viewers. Tell them the essential value proposition, please. Why should they take an interest in Jupiter right now?
Well, right now is the right time. We have a big chance of really exploding fast. We have a phase 2A trial in Parkinson's disease. The value of any good results in that is well documented. You know, many companies that comes out with some half decent results to get suddenly $1 billion you know, deal done by big pharma. We also not a typical bio that you either it's zero that you go under or you're going to be worth 10 billion. Because our core product is a nutraceutical and we can, you know, generate a cash flow on that, we will never go under. We will be profitable. The question is how much money we're going to make. The only hurdle could be that someone buys us very early for a good amount of money.
I love it. The only question is how much money you're going to make. Love the optimism, Christer. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, to get more information on Jupiter Neurosciences, visit junsinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Jupiter Neurosciences. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip's CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon for $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met Alliance Entertainment, AENT on the NASDAQ. Alliance Entertainment is the global leader in physical media distribution, acting as the crucial gateway between major content producers and retailers. The company partners with nearly every major film studio, music label, and video game maker. Among them Disney, Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers, Universal Music, Sony Music, Warner Music, Microsoft, and Nintendo, to distribute their products to retailers worldwide. With more than 325,000 in-stock SKUs, Alliance supplies major retailers such as Walmart, Amazon, and Best Buy, as well as thousands of independent stores. Learn more at www.aentinfo.com. Then, You met Jupiter Neurosciences, JUNS, on the NASDAQ. Jupiter Neurosciences is a clinical stage pharmaceutical company pioneering treatments for neuroinflammation and rare diseases through its proprietary resveratrol delivery platform. Its lead product, Jotrol, offers groundbreaking bioavailability, 9 times greater than traditional resveratrol formulations, enabling safe, effective treatment for CNS disorders such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Learn more at www.junsinfo.com. Don't forget to check out our stocks page. It is the biggest small cap stock portal in the industry. It has every company listed on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange with market caps of $2 billion and less. Also, it's categorized by industries. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel, and be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small cap companies. Also, go to our website, sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-REDCHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile of asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new, exciting emerging growth companies.